from the Healing Butterfly Touch. The Healing Butterfly Touch is a holistic wellness center. And in here we look at different ways of helping our clients to rediscover their inner healer and go back to balance. So we look at different natural ways of doing this. So naturally, we use all this at home. And so one of the things we do is we use essential oils. And one of my passions is numerology, so I wanted to combine a little bit of this and discover a little more about the qualities of some of the oils that we use at home every day. One that we can miss every day is frankincense. So I thought, why don't we begin with frankincense? When I started looking at frankincense, I realized that this oil has been used for millennia. It was used in all the ancient civilizations, and the uses were quite wide. In fact, nowadays, frankincense is called the king of oils. So I thought, why don't we look not only at the English word, because that's the way we perceive frankincense, but the Sanskrit word and the Hebrew word. These are two of the most ancient languages we have nowadays. And on the language, we can feel a little bit about each of the cultures. So I might just start with English. Frankincense. So when we do the numerology of a name, we look at the vowels and the consonants. The vowels gives us the essence of the word. The consonants gives us the structure. And in the consonant we can see the qualities that are perceived by others. So in the case of English, we can see that the essence of the frankincense is at 22. 20 is a number that speaks about a gestation, it's a creative number. So there is many possibilities for frankincense. There are different ways we can use it, and it's totally true. We can use it for the skin, we can use it to help us uplift our moods. We can use it in many different applications. And so the 20 really expresses a little bit of this essence. The personality, or the addition of all the consonants, adds to 36.9, and 36 talks about wisdom. So isn't it true that we see frankincense as an oil that can help us align and get us in tune to our own wisdom and uplift us? In fact, it's quite used for meditation. It's used to help us uplift our moods when we don't feel well. So I feel that this really matches how we see frankincense. The last number gives us the essence of that initial number. And 9 is a teacher, a master. It has already done the journey from 1 to 9. It has learned all the lessons. And I found that it was very interesting to see that for all the different languages that perceive essence and quality of frankincense always added to 9. So for all the different ancient civilizations, frankincense was an oil that was perceived as one that could help us achieve that higher quality of our own essence, our inner master, our inner teacher. So if we look at the addition of both the essence and the personality, we have the overall self-expression of frankincense. In English, it adds up to 5611 too. 56 is an interesting number. It's called the perfect manager. And it also can be found in our DNA structure. If we look at sacred geometry, you will understand what I mean by that. But how beautiful it is that DNA can be modified according to our level of consciousness. Now we know that it's not, the expression of the DNA is not something that is set. It's something that we can kind of turn on and off according to our level of consciousness. So this gives us another insight into the properties of frankincense. According to our level of consciousness, we can create more and more. And we can also, using that 11, which in this system is called the prophet, help us align and get in tune with our inner voice, that higher self and intuition to really walk the path we're meant to. So how beautiful is that? Now if we look at Sanskrit, remember about the 11. Well, in Sanskrit, the essence of the frankincense gives us 11. And 11, as I said before, is the prophet. So it's quite likely that in those ancient cultures, Sanskrit was used in all ceremonies, in very religious ceremonies, to help us get in that mood, to align us and set us in that mood to prepare us for sacred ceremony. And again, the personality is the master. So it is a master. It helps us connect to our inner master. The addition goes to 20, which is actually that 20 that we have here. That gestation, that creation, that creativity, that way of finding all the different possibilities. And again, 11. How interesting, isn't it? And then if we go to Hebrew, a different type of culture, different civilizations from in the Middle East to the parts of India where Sanskrit was mostly used. Then we can see that the essence of Levona, which is the word in Hebrew, goes to a 12. 12 is a number that talks about a different way of perceiving reality. So again, it talks about the qualities that this oil gives us, enable us to see reality, perceive it from a different point of view, from the point of view of the spirit, higher source, or God, as however you feel more comfortable calling the supreme force. And then we have the personality 18-9, and 18 talks about the mindsets. It helps us break mindsets. So again, it's that master that helps us see things in a different way. Break the old habits. And then if we add it together, it gives us the 30, 12, 3. And 30 is the uplifter. It wants to shine for others. It wants to make sure everyone feels well. So, an uplifter. An oil that brings us up, that sends us to another level, that provides that added quality for us to be able to see things differently and understand the plan from a different perspective. So I think this is quite interesting to see, not only in English but other languages, a little more about what the qualities of this oil as they are perceived in different cultures, because each culture adds a little bit of their own mindset about their own way of living. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you later with another oil. Thank you.